Arnold Smith, get a picture. You're on NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Should the Jets trade Sam Darnold now since they might get Trevor Lawrence and the first pick?
It's a unique spot for the Jets because even with Darnold playing the rest of the year, the team is bad.
Really
and Darnold, by the way, in all honesty, has done nothing to justify being a franchise quarterback. Outside of there have been some splash plays, I get that, but the game-to-game consistency, everything overall, you evaluate him and ignore where he was drafted, you go, it's not very good.
Yeah.
And look, the numbers bear that out. I know that it is a bad offense. I get that. He would have more success somewhere else in all likelihood. But if you're the Jets and you can get into Trevor Lawrence range or you are in Trevor Lawrence range,
you do it.
I think you have to do it because there is no guarantee that a quarterback prospect hits. But even coming out of college, wouldn't we have felt better about Trevor Lawrence compared to Sam Darnold? And not only are the Jets they haven't seen 1 year of Darnold.
Yep.
They are now in the kind of the Jameis Winston territory of, is he our guy? And if he is, we have to pay him now.
Yeah.
So if you're the Jets, I know the supporting cast is bad. I think you would legitimately be better off trading Darnold now or in the offseason or whenever, especially if you have that number 1 overall pick. You put Darnold up on the block, be it now or later, and say, hey, best offer wins. We're going to take Lawrence long term.
So go ahead and pick a quarterback type TL for Trevor Lawrence or type SD for Sam Darnold. I'm going to type my TL because I don't finding that slam dunk type prospect. What do I mean by that? A can't miss guy at the quarterback position. It's tough.
Every position that thing does not exist.
I mean, this to me, I have not been this confident about a quarterback since Andrew Luck.
Yep.
So you take the quarterback, you take Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to type my TL. Staying on the topic here, Jameer, what up, my man? Should my sad Jets get Matt Ryan if the Jets not able to draft Trevor Lawrence?
I think no, because Matt Ryan doesn't suddenly make you a superstar contender.
Correct.
Like, is he better than Sam Darnold at this point? Yes, absolutely. But you're not good enough to legitimately compete, even in the AFC East right now.
Yeah.
The supporting cast is bad. That will take time to reload and rebuild and all of that. And you can make an argument for let's take the picks, trade down, and keep Darnold. That's fine.
Sure.
But I definitely don't think let's go trade for an aging veteran quarterback whose window does not align with a rebuilding roster like the Jets. So I think no on that one. I don't think it makes a lot of sense.
All right, more Matt Ryan talk here. Troy Daniels, much appreciated for the Super Chat. If you want to get put on the show, Super Chat or use hashtag NFL. If Dallas did get Matty Ice, do you think his numbers would be MVP-type numbers? Also, would Dallas spend the high of a draft pick in half the season?
I think the answer is no. Again, it would be, let's call it half a season for Matt Ryan because you might still trade him away later. In the end, I think Matt Ryan would fare very well in this Cowboys offense.
I will say, like, in terms of MVP-type numbers, I believe it's definitely in the realm of possibility. I mean,
it is.
Matt Ryan can throw it,
if
and
the
Dak
offensive
could throw
line
it.
can hold up. That is a legit concern. If they had a fully healthy O-line, yeah, I think he would be putting up MVP-type numbers. But I think for what might be half a season, I wanted to acknowledge the possibility of a possible trade. I don't think it's something Dallas would seriously pursue unless the cost was so low. They're like, he's an asset. We'll take him and then flip him and end up winning in the deal. So in the end, I think no, Troy.
So we're talking about Trevor Lawrence a lot, Matty Ice, and, well, probably the quarterback that was the number 1 pick this past year. Is Burrow looking like a bust already or still just developing and becomes a franchise quarterback? I mean, he's had one bad game, in my opinion.
I don't think Burrow's been bad at all.
He had one bad game this past week against the Ravens, and that's a tough AFC North divisional game. They schemed for him pretty well, I thought. But, I mean, I thought Joe Burrow's been playing very good.
The Bengals' offensive line is trash.
Yes.
They are not good whatsoever. So that's a huge problem. Burrow, I thought, was awesome against the Jags and really good against Philadelphia, and frankly, pretty good against Cleveland, too, when he threw it a ton. Burrow does have some arm strength issues. That's popped up at times, but it doesn't matter because they can't protect long enough anyway. I think Burrow has been exactly what I thought he was going to be. I think he looks like a franchise guy.
I mean, he's kept this Bengals team competitive. I mean, this was one of the worst teams. They were the worst team last year for a reason. Joe Burrow's kept them in game. Sure, not against the Ravens, but the Ravens and Bengals, I mean, that's still a big-time difference. Trip 907, could the Jets release Le'Veon Bell?
I don't think a release makes sense, unless Bell really kind of forces his way out of there.
He's got to do some like Earl Thomas type shit.
Which, I mean, I don't think they're that far away.
True.
I do think the Jets would try to find a trade partner for Bell, if only to save a little bit of cap space. Like, you could even see a deal where the Jets swap late-round picks in a deal involving Bell in order just to save that $4-ish million or so, whatever it ends up being, if they end up restructuring his deal to help facilitate a trade. So I think a release outright is a little bit unlikely unless Bell continues to, I would argue, understandably so, have a bit of a hissy fit with the Giants head coach Adam Gase.
I'll tell you what, if they do let him go or if they do trade him, we're going to be making a video about it. I can guarantee you that. To make sure you don't miss that video and all the videos we do here at Chat Sports, click that big red button that says subscribe. We are 100% free, and we don't ask for subscriptions like that you got to pay for. We want to be able to keep this channel for free, and all you got to do is seriously subscribe and join us when we go live Monday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. And I think we also enjoy making videos like Matt Ryan Trade Destinations. We enjoy making all these crazy shows, but we enjoy our live interactive audiences like Randy, Colton, Eon. We appreciate that you joined us live. Jake Sanchez, you're next up here. Appreciate the super chat. Best rookie wide receiver, Lamb, Bugs, or Claypool. So, Ruggs. Claypool's not a rookie.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah, he is. Sorry.
Claypool's had the best individual game.
4 touchdowns.
Feasting on a bad Eagles number 2 and number 3 secondary, but it still counts. So I like that one for Claypool. I think when Ruggs is out, his team misses him the most.
Okay.
But I think even with Claypool's awesome game, I think that overall, the best receiver so far this year has been CeeDee Lamb. He has feasted in the slot. He's dominated in terms of crossing patterns and deep posts. He's held on to impossible plays. I think Lamb has looked absolutely fantastic so far.
All right, so pick a rookie wide receiver. Type CD for CeeDee Lamb. Type HR for Henry Ruggs, or you can type CC for Chase Claypool. I like this question so much, we're going to make it the pinned comment on today's video. So for every single person that's watching on YouTube, scroll on down and let us know. Pick a rookie wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, Henry Ruggs, or Chase Claypool. Tom, you're going to go with CeeDee Lamb?
I am going to go with Lamb.
As much as I love Ruggs, I 100% agree with what you said. He's more important to the Raiders, I think, than Lamb. However, Lamb right now is probably the guy I would have taken, even over Ruggs. Next question coming in here. What is your prediction for the Raiders' record? Before the Chiefs game, I might have said 8-8, 9-7. After that win, you got to give them that extra one. And I mean, they're playing great. They are 3-0 with Ruggs. Call me crazy. Their schedule gets a lot easier. I'm going to go 10-6.
I think they win 9 games. And I think in the AFC this year, that might just get you in the postseason. It's going to come down to, can they find ways to at least, if not sweep, win the majority of the rest of AFC games. I know they're going to beat the Chiefs once. That's huge. They got to pretty much sweep Denver and LA. That'll be enough to get them in. I really do.
I'll tell you what. They were, it's safe to say, they definitely stopped Patrick Mahomes. And if you guys want to go out and get yourself a Patrick Mahomes mask, go to chatsports.com/staysafe. Now, we have been seeing that, some fans have been able to go to some games.
Yeah.
I'm glad the masks are being worn, but you can get NFL player masks. You can also get all 32 teams. They come in packs of 4, 3, 2, and I'm not a Cowboys fan. I like the American flag Cowboys ones.
It's so cool. That is my favorite mask that they have out there.
And then the Green Bay Packers mask here, you can get this pack of 4, $29.99, y'all. We all want to be able to go to games sooner rather than later. I want to be able to pack the stadium, but you can't just talk about packing the stadium. It's also about
pack. I get it.
Oh, wow, I actually didn't even think about that. Look at that. We're doing things we can't even imagine that we're doing here at Chat Sports. Wear a mask wherever you go out in public. Go to the link below, chatsports.com/staysafe. Richard Lee, what team should draft Sam Ehlinger? No one.
Whichever team. He is worth drafting as a 4th-round pick-ish backup quarterback. Look, Jalen Hurts went in round 2. Ehlinger's getting drafted.
I mean,
they're not that different stylistically.
Best case scenario, and I mean best case, he is Taysom Hill, but a lesser version.
I think he can be a Jalen Hurts type quarterback. His arm isn't great. He has the intangibles
Jalen Hurts
that
isn't a quarterback you draft in round 2, though.
Exactly. He shouldn't be, but he was taken in round 2.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what they should do. Ehlinger should probably be like a 4th-round pick unless he suddenly gets awesome. But he is worth taking as a Colt McCoy if you want to go with the Texas backup quarterback guy. Like intangibles. Can run the ball a little bit.
I thought Colt McCoy's a much better all-around quarterback than Sam Ehlinger.
And I think he was too, but if looking for what he was in the NFL, I think that's what you're hoping for with Sam Ehlinger. He's not going to be a franchise guy, but if looking for a backup who I think will be a good locker room guy, a good teammate, and I think could impress the Senior Bowl where he should be going, I think that matters for him. I think, 4th round-ish for him.
PS4 virtual reality, the new frontier. Do any teams go 16-0 this season?
Nope.
I mean, this past
Doesn't
week is a
happen.
perfect example. The Chiefs, 11-point favorites over the Raiders, and I still think the Chiefs are a better football team. I think we would all agree on that.
They're just going to be upsets.
But it's the National Football League, so no 16 of those teams. All right, Cameron, AFC South predictions. So who's going to win the AFC South? I mean, I'm going to, I guess, go with the Titans.
It's tough. Not Houston anymore. Not Jacksonville. So it comes down to the Colts or Titans. If Tennessee can get back on track and avoid the whole COVID stuff, I'll go Tennessee. Indy is in a pretty good spot now, especially if they could have beaten the Browns. They didn't, but I think they're still in a decent spot.
All right, Eric Rivera, you're next up here on NFL Daily. Should Dallas blow it up?
I think that they should consider doing so. I think that they believe, and I think this is the right mindset, Dak's going to be fine for 2021. And in that scenario, I think in almost all cases, you are better off paying the quarterback, who is a top 10 quarterback at minimum right now, and figuring out the defense in the draft and in free agency with whatever money you have left, than trying to find the hardest thing to find in the NFL, a top 10 quarterback. You lucked into Dak Prescott. Unless you're in Trevor Lawrence territory, maybe Justin Fields, but still probably not, given the uncertainty of high quarterbacks. The hit rate is not very good. I think you'd be better off paying Dak and trying to build something around him. That's what you do with Romo. It almost worked out. It didn't because the NFL is hard, but I'm not convinced blowing the whole thing up is actually the best path for Dallas, but it absolutely should be considered at minimum.
So name a player you want to see get traded. The NFL trade deadline is November 3rd. I can't think of anything else going on during that date. So let us know name a player that you think should get traded. Anybody that comes top of your mind. We've been talking a lot about Matt Ryan. I'm hoping that we see some blockbuster trades.
I think A.J. Green needs a full reset. Both the Bengals and him do. So I'm going to say A.J. Green, even though he has not been very good.